So we're on with Facebook. And Nick, can you push close on YouTube there? See the big square right in the middle? I can't see anything. There we go. Now I can see. That's okay. That little bar is fine. It's like this big message in the middle, and it's like, I can see nothing. I can see nothing. So happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We're halfway through. So news. Oh, so tomorrow, just while I think of it, the shop hours tomorrow. Normally on Thursdays, my scheduled hours are 9 to 1. Usually it's a little bit more like 9 to 4, but I guarantee the 9 to 1. Occasionally I have to do some coaching. So, and people want an afternoon appointment as opposed to a morning appointment, which is usually what I give them. But tomorrow's the day that I go for them to take a look at my finger and decide whether or not the splinting worked. So it's been 6 weeks. They're going to assess it, and originally they said come up with a plan to wean me off my splint. All I know is that it looks like it'll never bend again. It looks really wonky and weird, and I'm hoping that they look and say, no, that's exactly what it should look like. But it's going to be painful because I don't think it wants to bend. So fingers crossed for me, guys. That's my morning tomorrow. So I'll have an update for you next week, or if you're in the shop sooner than that. But otherwise, that's it. Jamie Ray Vintage products. So she had her launch last week of all of her new stencils. So I know some of you had watched that and know that I had them ordered. They are on their way because I just got a notice from UPS looking for me to pay duty. So it means that they've hit Windsor and they are on their way. So I should have them, I would think, like first thing next week. So they will definitely be up on the website as quickly as I can get them up and loaded. So for those of you that are waiting for some of the Jamie Ray Vintage stencils, we are less than a week away. IOD. So we know that the spring release is coming. I think y'all know that there's 10 new items, something from each of the 4 different categories, which is stamps, transfers, inlays, and molds. So there's a little bit of everything in there. And I was just speaking to the rep in Canada, and she says that she should be getting them within a week. So then she'll be separating them all out and dispersing them. So I should have them within 2 weeks. So very exciting. Next week will be Jamie Ray, and then hopefully the following week we'll have some of the new IOD stuff to take a look at. But I haven't heard yet when the release is, so I may have it and not be able to show it to you. So the nice thing is for once I'll have it in time for release, but I have yet to hear from the IOD sisters when they're planning to allow all the distributors to release the items. And I don't think they've been doing tons of teasers yet for you. So once they picked a date, I think that's when the teasers will start to happen. But the nice thing is once you start seeing some stuff about it, I should have them. So that'll be a nice switch. So that's all the news. New product, that's always exciting. And, new info on the finger, that's either exciting or not for me. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be what it's going to be, but I would like the prognosis to be good. I do taekwondo, so for them to say, yeah, you're never going to make a fist again, for some people, wouldn't be a big deal. For me, it's a kind of big deal. I can't punch anything. I'll just be one-handed. It could be awkward for some of the patterns, and certainly no board breaking. There's a lot of stuff in my life that I use a fist for, and this just doesn't work. All right, let's jump into today. So y'all can see hanging out behind me, this was Monday's video. This big dresser. Now it's a longer video, so I've been trying to do some shorter ones for you guys. I mean, certainly the shorts, which are under a minute. So I've been doing one of those a week. Um, but I've been trying to do some under 15-minute videos, so they're quicker crafts, quicker projects. I mean, this is 45 minutes, but you need to understand that I had close to 2 hours of video. So I cut a lot down and tried to not give you anything extraneous. But I have a lot of you that have been requesting a start to finish makeover. So, you know, I'm not showing you my washing out, which took me 3 hours to clean this thing. When I pulled out the drawers, there must have been at least a ½ inch deep of just stuff. It looked like sawdust and dust bunnies, and it was really thick. I had to get out the shop vac and vacuum the whole thing out. And then each space, like each cubby where the drawer is, took me 3 buckets of water. It was crazy. It's been the dirtiest piece ever. I don't know why. It didn't look dirty on the outside. So I don't know. I think that they had it sitting in a shop somewhere, you know, like with saws and things like that. But regardless, look at it now. So lots of different techniques in this one. For those of you, we've got some of the aging, some of the dark wax, which I know some of you are nervous to use. So we've got some dark wax in there. We've got how to be able to do stripes. We've got the diamonds. We've got the inlays. So we've got stenciling. We've got a little bit of everything happening on this piece. But if you saw it before in the brown and green, definitely a transformation. So let me know what you think of that one. Today's short video was showing you this finish on this cow. So it's not going to show up as well here as it does in real life. But this is, in a minute, I show you how to do this layered finish. So multiple layers, some dry brushing, you know, the waxing and some dark wax to get this old aged look on this cow. He is for sale. I don't have my glasses on, $14. But, you know, in less than a minute, you learn how to be able to do this. And there's some, you know, doing a little bit of lichen and some of the aging with the dust and layering of paint colors and things. So
Betty Ann says the dresser is so beautiful. Really enjoyed watching the videos. So creative as always. Tony Daly says yes, it's beautiful, and I love watching it too.
Tony, Betty Ann, thank you both. You are two of my biggest cheerleaders. You share everything for me, which is awesome. Anybody else wants to jump on the sharing bandwagon, that is a great way to support not just me, but any small business, just to help expand the reach. So that's Monday's video. The little cow is today, which, you know, I think it's 50 seconds to show you multiple layering techniques, but it's a great technique. You can switch up by changing out the base color. This one was starting, I think, with a pale green, but you can use, you know, like French millinery, which is a mauve. You could use petticoat pink. Obviously, it's a pink. You could start it with a gray. I mean, you can use the same technique with almost any base color, and it's going to just flip the look of it. You're going to get a different base kind of echoing up through it. So the cow's got more of a green cast to it. Friday's video is all about taking thrifted greenery and turning it into a little something for spring. So this is in the shop now for, I think, $24, but it was a little bit ratty, and all of the other florals that I used were thrifted as well, or I think there was a little bit from the dollar store. So how can you take something that you've thrifted and how do you zhuzh it up? And I think the total cost of this averaged out to, you know, maybe $8 total. So keeping it very affordable, but allowing you to be able to either to be able to create new decor for your home, for your door, or for those of you that have a booth, how to be able to do it inexpensively and very affordably. Because if you're going out and you're buying your florals and greenery at Michael's at full price, man, you're just pricing yourself out of the market. It gets crazy. It's one thing to pay those prices um, for yourself, right? When you're doing it for yourself, then who cares? But if you have to get into resale, florals get nuts. So just a quick way to be able to balance that out, to be able to judge that up. New products. So let's jump into some of the new stuff. Some cool different things today. I say that every week, but every week there's some different stuff. So that's what I like, is that it's not all the same old thing. And that's what it would be if I was buying from wholesalers, right? Things that you may be seeing elsewhere. This is a handcrafted and initialed little pottery dish. It's got a little handle on the side. It is glazed inside with some of the raw clay. And you know what I love? I love that the little inside is glazed also. And it's in kind of like caramel and multiple tones of blue. It's just a nice fresh look, super fun. $9 for this. And again, I mean, this is something that you can use in the kitchen. You could have it for, you know, salsas and things on a tray and just remove the lid when you're using it, or because it's clay, you could put like a hot dip in it. It's not gonna shatter. It's gonna be fine. But little covered dish so that you've got candies or nuts in that, or just being able to have it out on in your craft room, and it's where all your pins go or your buttons go, or on your desk with all of your paper clips or something. So I like it. It's versatile. It can live anywhere. Um, all right, so this was kind of a unique little find. This is this is a little tiny tic-tac-toe board. And what's really cool about it, so it's handmade, is this side, you swivel the opening, and this is where the little marbles sit. So there's green ones and pink ones, and that's the intact game here is right in there. So it's great little travel size. It's perfect. So $5 for that. And I think it's just super fun. I think that there's 4 or 5, let me think, 5 of each color marble. And it just kind of stores neatly away. So it's just kind of a super cute little fun find. I get excited about things like that. All right, this one. Now these are old pot hooks. So they have obviously been hung outside. They have got a rusty patina on them, which I love, but if you don't buy them. So it's got a little hook on the back. It's got dragonflies and some fronds that they're flitting around, and then they've got the hoop here to be able to hang. Put a little terracotta pot in. I mean, you could put a little terracotta pot and then a candle in it, whatever you would like. But I have 3 of those. They are like cast iron, so they are $7 each. And take 1, take 2, take 3. I keep looking. Where do I want to go next? All right, so I'm going to show you these mugs, okay? Because they're just so cute. Okay, these mugs are $7.50 each. So make sure that you select the one that you want, either the cream or the black. Now, they are both the same color on the outside. This one has florals and this one has moons and stars. One is cream and one is black, because this one has a cream cat sitting inside it and this one has a black cat sitting inside. They are dishwasher, microwave safe. And and they are, you know, irregularly shaped and textured, but they are so cute. $7.50 each. And look at the little cats just staring up at you as you're drinking your tea. Look how cute that is.
Freak me out.
You would forget they're in there, and that's your problem. Yeah. Okay. I can't reach everything tonight. I'm too far away from the table. Okay. I also have, because we're coming into that season, I have this really nice heavy bottomed metal, oh ouch, napkin holder. So it's got a weighted, and this is like a kind of a felted end to be able to hold your napkins down, just in the matte black. $7 for this napkin holder. But I mean, we're coming into the season where we all need something to hold our napkins. So you can go that route, right? Or you can go this route. So this is a little kind of vintage, napkin holder of this owl. He's got a little bit worn around the eyes back here, but he's adorable. He's super cute. Look at him. $8.50 for him. So you can go that way to hold your napkins, or you can go the flat way, whatever you enjoy doing. Okay, here I don't do a lot of crystal, but this one is Mikasa. It's still got its original sticker on it. It's just kind of the big scalloped sides, and then the ridged flutes going up. So it's just a nice, simple, just a lovely design and a nice size. Very solid, obviously, for $12.
Derek's watching on Facebook.
Oh, hey, Derek. Nice to see you. All right. What else? Okay, so this is these guys. This is a weird find. and quite honestly, I didn't know what to call these. So I'll show you some of the people ones. So I think that there are 8 people, and there are 6 animals, but 3 pairs of animals. And they look like, what are those? Matrushka? You know, those Russian nesting dolls. These don't open up, but they have the same shape as those little nesting dolls. And they are, all 8 of them are different. So different colors and different designs, but they all have that kind of look to them. And then there are 4 animals. So two these ones are a little more egg-shaped, the animals. So 2 lions, 2 elephants, and what looks to me like 2 squirrels. I called them game pieces. Like you know, they've got the flat bottom. They look like something you can move around on a game board. They could be just purely decorative. I would use them on a game board.
Checkers, probably.
Maybe. Couldn't do checkers, but you know, if you had a flat tic-tac-toe board, I mean, you could do tic-tac-toe with them, I guess. But you know, all the people are different. You could do animals versus people. Yeah. I just called them wooden game pieces, but they're $9.50 for the entire. Yeah, like if you're playing Monopoly, you could do the people instead. You don't have to all be cars or whatever they are. So $9.50 for the 12 of them. And if you guys know what they are besides game pieces, let me know. But that's what I listed them as. So wooden game pieces, just super cute, super cool. Okay. I love this one. Okay, so for $6.50, it's this little spatterware pitcher. So it's in kind of the brown tone with the black trim, cream on the inside, and then it's spattered all over with black and cream and light gray speckles. It is ceramic, but look at how cute that is. And for $6.50, but I love that. You know what? I like it because I like a lot of spatterware, but usually it's just like the blue and white, right? Um, and I like this. I like the look of it. It's just a little bit different, a little bit more unique. Okay, so Betty Ann, this is a weird bee. So there's this. I have this bee pot. So it's got wire legs. The pot comes off of the stand, but it sits on there, and those are its legs. Its wings lift off, and it's a little condiment pot. And there's actually a spot between the wings where I have a little fork on the table, so I'll show you where you could have like a little spoon or a little fork sitting out. Well, if that was a little lower, that would have looked like a stinger, but it's a little high. But so you got the space. So whether you use it as like a jam pot or a honey pot, I mean, honey pot is the obvious way to go, but I think it could be, just a cute little addition onto, your cheese tray or something. You got your red pepper jelly in there, or whatever. Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh! I was wondering when I would. So he is $7, and he's just cute. It's just unique. It's different. It is what it is. It's just really adorable. Okay. This I have two of. They're $12 each. So they have the hanging hardware on the back. They're all metal, and they've got the platform here. So easily could do like a pillar candle, but because it's got the ridge, you could also put these out. You could put it outside. It would fit on a fence post really nicely. You could put a flower pot on there with your flowers in there. You could put figurine. I'm going, like a people, a person. You would put some kind of a figurine in there and have it just sort of framed out. Like at Christmas time, I could easily see, like, if you had a collection of nutcrackers or something like that, and being able to place it on the wall. So I think this is really versatile in terms of use indoors or outdoors, however you would want, with whatever you would like. But it's a nice solid foundation to be able to display, whether it's a candle or a flower pot or whatever. The other metal piece I have, which is ticking away back here, is this big two-tone metal clock. So it's kind of in the brushed, almost like a brushed pewter, but with kind of a faded brassy look. It has the little brass toned bird finial, and I set it to work a couple of days ago with a new battery in there, and it's keeping perfect time. So this guy is $14.50. Oh, cool. All right, this is big and long and taking up space in front of me. It is what it looks like. I call these baguette bowls. This one's $9.50, so it's a solid wood baguette bowl, which is great if you're serving, slices of bread. Equally good with all kinds of crackers in it, and just virtually anything in there. But it's just a nice, solid wood, smooth design, simple craftsmanship. $9.50. All right. And I keep adding to my Ray Dunn collection in the store, but they keep selling. Ooh, I have some really cool Ray Dunn for Halloween, so you gotta wait. But they're really cute. This one, a pink Ray Dunn. So not the traditional white, pink Ray Dunn Boss Lady. I was tempted to keep this, but I have my big bee mugs, and I can only drink out of so many mugs here. And I don't need to own all the things, but this was me. This was a me mug. Boss Lady is a me mug. $8 for this. Usually sells for anywhere from about 14 to 25. So Ray Dunn in the shop tends to be a good price. Okay, I have a couple of different bowls. Well, let me do the pedestal first, because then I'm going to stack some bowls on top of it. I have this pedestal cake plate. So it's got like this whole big kind of swirl base, and then the polka dot top. It's food safe. It's $12. The top has a little bit of crazing, but that's because I look for that, not because you would notice it. It doesn't detract from it. It's just kind of a fun and funky design. I think I called it colorful rather than funky, but it's just super cute and kind of fun. All right, so in the bowl department, let's go for the pottery ones. Now these are just a really, oh Jesus, they're heavy. Oh gosh. Okay. These are just an interesting look. There's one tiny chip out here. This is signed, it looks like Betty Dennis, but really I'm making that up. It could be anything, but it looks almost wood. It's got kind of this matte glazing. And so what we have is we've got this one big solid bowl, and then I've got the 3 side bowls. They're all signed. They all coordinate, obviously just a little bit different in terms of size and shape. But just a nice little piece, especially if you were doing, you know, some chips and different dips, or if you were doing, you know, like salsas and you know, a green one and a red one, or whatever, or just even as different nut bowls, right? Where you've got the mother bowl. So $18.50 for the full set of those, and they're just, I love those. They're just really unique, really different, and not something that you're going to be getting anywhere else. This bowl, this swirled bowl, has a bit of a swirled texture on the bottom as well, but the green and the blue swirls, this is glass. So this is a beautiful glass swirl bowl. I love this. This is $8 for that guy. And then this next one is kind of kitschy. And I gotta say, I'm kind of digging it. I'm really kind of enjoying this bowl. So first of all, look, it's got the checkerboard on the outside. It's got the open lace weave, black handles, and then, are you ready for this? It's got cross-hatched lines. Look at those lines. And then it's got the village rooster on the inside. I love this. I love this little bowl. It's $14, and it's got little checkerboard as well down along the ridge. It's just so unique. And I tried to do a Google search on it, and I couldn't find, like an image search, I couldn't find it anywhere. And it's not listed. There's no identifying marks on it. But I love that rooster and his little hens in the back. So it's just, but it's kitschy, right? It's like kind of like farmhousey. Just you don't like roosters or chickens, it's really not going to appeal. But I do. I like chickens. I would have chickens if I could have them.
Eggs, right?
Yeah, it would be good for eggs. Yeah, you could use it as an egg bowl instead of like a wire egg basket. I think I remembered everything. I do not have a painting to show you this week. I'm hard pressed to find some frames that I like to put some of these things in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll have some word for you after tomorrow morning about the finger status. I know there's a lot of you that keep asking me about word on it. Tomorrow is the big day to find out what they've got to say, and I'm hopeful it will be favorable. So my husband's taking me out for dinner, either to celebrate the good news or to drown my sorrows.
Margaritas.
Although I don't really drink, so it'll be eat my sorrows away. I get to have dessert tomorrow. I'm going to do sugar. It's kind of the same. Sugar for me is like somebody else's alcohol, I guess. So we'll see whether I'm depressed or I'm excited. It'll be one way or the other. I get to have a meal either way. Thank you guys for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next week. Check out the videos. Share the heck out of everything that I do. I would love you forever for that. That's the big need. And I'll see you next week. Until then, take care. Okay.